what's up, fantasy managers? This is the Fantasy Football Show. Today's episode is about the late round picks. These are the undrafted or at the end of the draft players. It's important to have a few of these players on your roster so they can help your fantasy team get over the hump and into the playoffs. We have 7 players that are time-stamped in this video. With that being said, enjoy the show.
Hey, what's up, fantasy people? This is Tyler, Big Turd Ward, and Jason, the lucky bastard Ethan Wolt, coming at you live from the West Coast. And this is the Fantasy Football Show. Today's episode, I hope you brought your jams in your blankie, Jason, because we're going to talk about some sleepers. So, before we get into our sleeper episode, I do want to remind people that we had a late round favorites episode, and that was like, dude, like everything from like round, I don't even know, dude, like 10
and up.
10 in the end. And now for this sleeper episode, I'm actually aiming for people that are not being drafted, but still, go back, watch that late round, because that is still technically sleepers, Jason. Before we get into all of that, Jason, would you please tell the public how they can help this show?
Alrighty then. If you made it this far, if you could please hit the subscribe, press the like. We like the likes. Leave us a comment. Let us know if you agree with these late rounders or if there's someone that we miss. Let us know. And if there's a chance you like listening to the radio, we're also on Spotify, the Fantasy Footballin' Show.
Thank you, Jason. And tonight is our beer time breakdown. So I'm on beer number like 3 or something like that. I drink tall cans, so I just have to guesstimate. I count. How do you count, Jason, the quantity of a liquid?
You scale it. Put it on the scale.
Well, no, you remember Charlie when they were selling gas? It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Oh, I remember. Wow, God.
Dude, there you go. All right, let's get right into this, Jason. I do want to move my head and before I do all that, I feel like it's getting hot in here, Jason. I smell the smoke. I feel the heat. It's time for that barbecue question of the week.
This is the barbecue question of the week where we answer the questions that you want to know. This week's question, Tyler, who was your favorite sleeper last year?
So this came down to, I'm always thinking running backs, because the sleepers and wide receivers, like the lowest sleeper that really helped in championships and playoffs was DeAndre Hopkins at pick 102. Jason, I think you actually picked him.
Yes.
And then as a full because he was suspended, but Devontae Smith actually did pretty well too. He was at 96 ADP. But Jason, we're looking at Jerick McKinnon at 193. That was undrafted. We're looking at Kenneth Walker, who, dude, I fell in love with last year at 141. But I'm going to give it to Jamal Williams. Dude, 17 touchdowns, I'm pretty sure, led the league in touchdowns. His average draft pick was 163. It's like second to last round, I don't know, or third to last round, second to last round in a 12-man league. Dude, we all wrote him off for dead. We wrote the Lions off for dead. We're like, oh my God. I think they were, they were Hard Knocks team last year. So we were like, oh my God, dude, don't pick any Lions,
Yeah.
Jamal Williams came out, the Pokemon Gym Master. If you're watching Jamal Williams, you know what we're talking about. Dude, he dominated. And not only did he dominate, he was consistent, dude. So anyways, Jamal Williams, if you drafted him, let's see. I got to find it again. You had 43.6% of Jamal Williams owners made the playoffs last year. That is on the top of the list. And he was picked 163. So Jamal Williams, I told you the runners up. How do you feel about Jamal Williams, Jason?
Oh my gosh. I mean, you said it right. We wrote this dude off. Jamal Williams, who? He went to the Lions? Oh my God, not the Detroit Lions. Then he goes and breaks Barry Sanders' franchise record for most rushing touchdowns on a team. And you know what? He's a guy that if you drafted him, he probably took you places because you got him so late. I like that pick. I would have to agree, Jamal Williams.
All right, Jason. So thank you for that. Jay Willie, we call him around here. Getting jiggy with it. Na.
Get jiggy with
I don't even know if that's how you get jiggy with it. But I remember the music video. They were in Miami. Oh wait, that's Welcome to Miami.
That's Miami.
God, that's a difference. Dude, Will Smith, you got a lot of songs, man. All right, Jason, real fast, I do want to hit up Deuce Vaughn. I was going to put him as my number one sleeper. Dude, his ADP has gone up to 170. He is being drafted now. He was like at 300 when I fell in love with the runner. You remember that, Jason?
Do.
I was like, oh man, I'm making it rain. I'm gonna go to the strip club with Deuce Vaughn. I'm gonna make it rain because I'm in love with this dude.
Yep. And I was laughing.
Now it's like, dude, training camp happened because I watched his tape and I know that he has the number 6 ranked offensive line. And I was like, dude, this guy is a freaking crazy person, man. He's like so special. If he was bigger, he'd be a number 1 draft pick. Ronald Jones, Jason, you told this to me last night, but then I wrote it down. Suspended for the first 2 games. The Cowboys were 5th in rushing attempts last year. They plan to run more. I know there's a lot of Cooper Rush. I still see them being top 10 rushing attempts. Number 6 ranked offensive line. So anyways, he's a better Darren Sproles. And Darren Sproles finished as RB5 in PPR in 2011. So, the ceiling is there. 19th ranked strength of schedule, Jason, not that great. Class leading career 35% dominator rating, which is the share of team's production. So, dude, Kansas State was like he was Kansas State, and he was 5'5", dude. Oh my God, I love this guy, Jason. He is on your team. We're not going to talk about him much more, but I do want to throw out Deuce Vaughn real fast, and then I'm going to go to you for your first sleeper.
Yeah, he's like a little Chucky doll running on that field.
That was funny, dude, when you told it to me.
He looks like a little kid, like a little Chucky doll. But yeah, it's all these highlights of him coming out of training camp is kind of ridiculous. Like how he looks, how he's running past people, he's doing flips, he's doing 360 moves. He's looking pretty good. He's looking pretty good.
All right, Jason, who's your first?
Nico Collins, wide receiver. Nico Collins. His ADP right now is 172. All right, so let's dig in a little bit with this guy. He's 6'4", 215 pounds, and he's a third round.
He was that big. Oh my God.
I know. It's crazy, right? And he's the third round draft pick in 2021. He has a sub 4.5 40 time and his 37-inch vertical leap, right? Vertical. Last year, he only played 10 games due to an ankle injury. And during those 10 games, he had 37 receptions, 481 yards, and 2 touchdowns. There were no fantasy value out of Texan wide receiver last year behind Brandon Cooks, right? Behind Brandon Cooks. Everyone was targeting for him. Not saying that he did well, but he was the only person that people were kind of like.
I drafted him, Jason. I drafted him.
Yeah. He was somebody that people were aiming for because of previous years, but he was the only one that people even had an eye on was Brandon Cooks. But last year, Houston Texans was the bottom quarter of most passing and receiving stats in 2022. But now they have C.J. Stroud behind center, and I am a believer of C.J. I'm a believer. But now the Texans, so they have C.J. Stroud, but now the thing is, who's going to be the number 1 option for C.J., right? Brandon Cooks? Nah. He left in the offseason.
I was going to say, he's not on the team, dude.
I know. Let me finish. Let you cook.
Let you cook.
Let me cook. They did sign Robert Woods, USC. That dude had 53 receptions last year, 2 touchdowns. He's now 31 years old. Robert Woods is no longer that guy.
No thanks.
Yeah. They did sign Noah Brown. Noah Brown showed some big plays last year in Dallas, but I don't believe he has the talent to be a number 1 option for the Texans. What else they got here? They did also sign Dalton Schultz, who would definitely take some red zone targets. And then D'Amico Ryans did draft a speedster in Tank Dell, who is supposedly playing the slot and challenging Nico Collins for the number 1 option. But right now, the word out of camp is Nico Collins appears to be C.J. Stroud's favorite target throughout the spring, according to ESPN. And a crazy stat here is Nico Collins. I was
looking for that, Jason. Good job, Jason. I was looking for that. I couldn't find it.
Nico Collins was second in contested catches last year in 2022. There's a high chance that Nico Collins will be the number 1 option for the Texans and have fantasy value for last year, and he's barely getting drafted, if getting drafted at all.
Yeah. And they also drafted, Tank Dell, but
yeah, that's what I said earlier. The little speedster and Tank Dell. Yeah. They're saying that he's going to be mainly in the slot.
Yeah, and so this is one of those rare situations, Jason. I like what you did because when I'm looking at sleepers, super late rounds, I'm looking at, what are teams with no clear number 1 or number 2 wide receiver? Texans, Jason. That's a classic example. And there's so much unknown, dude. Like it's being valued at their floor right now, and they can reach their ceiling. Where you find people that outperform the ADPs or rookies, places with a ton of questions. And Jason, I think that was a great pick.
Yeah, he's fast, he's big, and he's been on the Texans longer than Dalton Schultz, Tank Dell, Robert Woods, and Noah Brown. So I think this is a chance that he's going to be able to pull away and be the solid number 1 for the Texans.
So I think you'll be able to draft him right before you have to draft. I'd pick him up since he's being drafted. I would probably pick him up right before, because I'm not doing kickers or defenses before the last 2 rounds. Pick him up in the 3rd to last round. I think that'd be great because that's where he's going right now anyways.
Yeah. I think most of my picks are going to be the 3rd to the last round. Right
That's great.
Defensive kickers.
I think I'm glad that we did that, Jason, because I was like, I had to do so much research just to freaking find people that I like that aren't being drafted.
I know, same.
And you know what's funny? They're all rookies because that's where the most question marks are.
I know, and I was trying to stay away from rookies too.
Oh, you're right. You're right. I remember you telling me that when we're playing Xbox together.
Yeah, I was trying to do it. I do have a rookie on my list, and then I also had, Tim Patrick, who I was going to put on here, but not no more. Not no more.
All right, so I'm going to start from my bottom, and I'm going to save my top dude. My top guy, Jason, is literally the fastest American football player in the world.
Is that the world right there? Oh, I see it. Yeah.
Shout out to Annabelle, my niece. Thank you for the shirt.
It's a tight shirt, dude.
It's a tight shirt. Jason.
Round the arms.
Oh, I damn it. I wrote the wrong name.
Oh, I'm like, dude, he's fast. That dude's fast.
Man. This guy's, dude, they thought this guy was going to be 4.2. This guy thought he was going to be
Mims.
Everybody thought this guy was going to be the fastest wide receiver in the draft, Jason. And I've been watching tape on this dude. He literally spectacular catches everything. He will catch a pass behind a cornerback's back and pull it in. Sean Payton traded up to the 2nd round to take Mims. We're talking about Marvin Mims Jr. He got drafted to, he was the first offensive position guy that Sean Payton drafted. That means a lot to me. Mims was they traded up to the 2nd round to take him, and it's like at the end of the 2nd round. Mims was in the 96th percentile in yards per reception. This dude only catches bombs, man. And he's like 5'11", but he's jumping over fools. It is freaking insane. He has a 4.3840, but they literally thought he was gonna be they thought he was gonna break the record because he plays so fast on tape. It is insane. He had 54 receptions for 1,083 yards. That is the number 3 college wide receiver in depth per catch, which is at 20 yards, Jason. So he's going out 20 yards before he even catches a freaking ball.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Dude, number 1 in depth per target. And then the Tim Patrick injury happened. Jason, you and I were both going to have Tim Patrick on our sleeper show. We were going to fight over him. And, dude, Sutton, I drafted last year. Sutton, I watched. He's like Frankenstein. He's out there running routes. And he's like, oh, my God. I can't believe my feet are working today. And it's like, dude. This guy is so freaking explosive. Remember what Sean Payton did with like Reggie Bush and stuff? Dude, oh my God.
You remember
this guy is like, and I forget, did he have cancer? I think he went out because he had cancer. Fellow cancer survivor. But dude, I'm pretty sure this, I might want to say I think he missed the season due to cancer therapy. I need to watch. It was either him or somebody else. Oh,
it was. You're thinking of John Michie.
Dude, I was just gonna say because there was a wide receiver I was looking up, and I was gonna counter your Nico Collins. That's what it was. Mm-hmm. And they're like, "Why is nobody on this guy?" And it's like, "Well, cancer."
Yeah,
and people don't understand what that therapy does to you. I avoided, But anyways, like I said, fellow cancer survivor. So we don't call it the C word is something else around here, Jason.
I know.
Sorry.
I get it.
Marvin Mims is freaking insane is what I'm trying to say. 28th, strength of schedule, not good. They have the number 9 ranked offensive line. And when you're looking at somebody that takes the top off of the defense, you want a good offensive line, Jason. So there you go. His ADP is undrafted, so pick him up whenever the hell you want him to. That's in 12-man leagues. How do you feel about this, Jason?
He's going to be the guy who's going to have to step up now that Tim Patrick's gone, right? I can see them maybe putting him in the slot, maybe.
Dude, I'm telling you, Amon-Ra St. Brown, his rookie year, right? He didn't do anything. Halfway through the year, he just lit the world on fire. I am kind of looking like, oh man, I imagine, I don't think he's going to be like great right off the bat. I'm looking at Amon-Ra St. Brown won you a championship. I'm thinking that Marvin Mims has a chance to win you a championship.
Yeah, if he's playing in the slot, there's no way that these linebackers are going to be able to keep up with this guy. Especially in the first 10 yards. This guy, he ran it in 1.5. That's how fast he is. At 10 yards. And 10. Phew! Bye-bye, Ray Lewis. Stay in retirement.
Bye, Ray Lewis.
You ain't teaching up me.
I'm 50 years old, man.
Yep. We're going to have to do a thing, though, where it's like we need to trust the Broncos team. And I hope this is the year that it pays off, you know?
Yeah, and you heard the reports like, oh, Russell Wilson threw a terrible interceptions today. And it's like, yeah. But I just believe in Sean Payton, and he drafted this dude. So that's like that's my main motivators.
One of the players I'm thinking about from the Saints back in the day that had some fantasy value playing in the slot, looked like same size, maybe not as fast, but Devery Henderson, I think was his name during the Sean Payton era. And he was like the guy who was like, he catch the ball and he'll take it like 70 yards.
Who was it? Was Will Fuller on the Saints?
No, he was on he was Deshaun Watson's guy.
Gotcha.
The Texans.
Yeah, you're right. All right, Jason, who do you have next?
I have coming up next is Tyjae Spears.
Oh, dude, this guy was at the top of a lot of categories.
I know. I like this dude. His ADP right now, Tyler, is 223. So he's not even. It takes 2 drafts just for him to get drafted. He'd get drafted once every 3 drafts. He's 5'10", 200 pounds. He was drafted in round 3. He's an explosive, powerful running back. So this guy in college, he rushed for 1,800 yards, and he had 21 touchdowns on 251 touches in 2022. All right, so this stat here, this guy averaged 4 yards after contact and a 3.2 missed tackle rate, which are both second to Bijan Robinson last year.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Yeah. Spears could easily be a starting running back on some team, right?
You're smart, Jason.
The way he's built. But he is behind Derrick Henry, so he does not appear by most to have value, and that's probably why his ADP is so high. But I've been preaching all offseason how many carries and hits Derrick Henry gets a year, and also the hits that he's gotten in his career. It's around he has something like 1,700 carries. He's also going to be 29 years old, Derrick Henry, and maybe has a high chance to miss time this season. So maybe. Not wishing that upon him, but maybe. And word out of camp is Spears has stood out this offseason, and he's expected to be the part of a 1-2 punch with Derrick Henry, according to TennesseeTitans.com. Spears will get some carries in the regular season, and Tyjae Spears is the ultimate handcuff, with Titans having the 4th strength of schedule for running backs.
Dude, so I don't think, and Henry hasn't had a legit backup maybe ever.
Yeah, I think there was some hope when people when he got who'd they get? Dion Lewis.
Lewis. Oh yeah, I was like, there was somebody. I owned him last year, so I had his backups. It sucked. I remember that.
Yeah, he had Deontay Foreman for a little bit, but he didn't do as well until he went to Carolina. So this guy's young. I think they actually planned for this guy to be the future running back for the Titans. I think he's the ultimate handcuff this year.
Well, Jason, we were talking about draft strategies, and I'm like, pick up important handcuff running backs. If you look throughout the years of players that won championships for people, there's a lot of handcuff running backs, dude, that just performed, by the end of the year. So this is one of those people, and people are talking so much crap about the Titans' offensive line. I just want to remind them they drafted Peter Skoronski, I think.
Yeah.
And he is one of my favorite offensive linemen to come out in a long time. Slater for the Chargers was saying that he learned everything from him. I do not think that they're going to be as bad as advertised. So, Jason, I think that's a great pick because, dude, when I was looking through efficiency and all these everything for running backs in college, Tyjae Spears was the top 5 in everything.
Yeah. He was an ultimate runner. I think part of the reason why that he didn't get drafted sooner or maybe on some team is he's 5'10", but he had some, I think, ACL injuries in his college career.
Okay. Well, I mean, that explains it. All right, Jason. I don't know if you ever heard of this dude.
Who's this guy?
Kendre Miller.
For the Saints?
Oh, my God. You have heard of him.
Yeah.
Well, I kind of got deep into this dude yesterday. That sounds weird, but still. I was like, okay, important handcuffs. I saw that Alvin Kamara was going to be suspended for 3 games.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I drafted Kamara his rookie season, and I rode him all the way to I think I got it. I at least was in the championship that year. But still, dude. So I have an affinity for rookie running backs for the Saints, even though their offensive line is not supposed to be that great. But if you listen to their beat writers and their fans, they are being disrespected because there are some people that are still good. Anyways, he's 5'11", 215. That is identical to Kamara. Overall pick 71 in the draft, right? Kamara was picked number 67 overall, both in the 3rd round. Dude, when you watch this guy run, he's smooth, great bounce. I was thinking Arian Foster. I was like, dude, this guy reminds me so much of Arian Foster, but doesn't run on the outside so much. Every single comment was like, oh my God, he looks like Kamara. And then I saw that and I was like, he does look like Kamara. And then I looked at the size and I was like, this guy's the same size. Dude, Kamara ran a 4.56 40. Kendre Miller, he looks fast, but you can tell that his top end speed is not great. He's all explosive and he hits his top end speed in 3 steps, which is what I want in a running back. That's like Arian Foster and Kamara. Dude, Arian Foster ran at 4.7, Kamara ran at 4.56. And then Kendre Miller wouldn't even run a 40, so it's in the 4.5s. Number 8 in touchdowns was 17 last year in college. Number 15 in rushing yards with 1,400, 1,399. But I round up.
Yeah.
He led the FBS in yards after contact in 2021 while sharing carries in Mississippi. And then he took over the lead role and it had a 23% dominator rating. So he accounted for 24, pretty much a quarter of all of his team's yards. Career 3.14 yards per play, and that's the 5th highest in running backs in this class. He's recovering from a post-season knee injury, and that's really scaring people off. That's why you don't really hear a lot about him. But he's already practicing in full. Kamara, it's like I said, Kamara has that suspension. He was a 3rd-round draft pick. He has the 9th best strength of schedule. That's great. And he's being undrafted right now. So you can pick him up, pick up a kicker early. Pick up this dude in the last round. Jason, he has to compete with Jamal Williams. And yeah, dude, I love Jamal Williams on the crazy-ass Lions offense with their offensive line, dude, and their terrible defense. But this is the Saints. I see Kendre Williams, dude, Kendre Miller, and I see a clear path to a top 20 running back. But I don't know. How do you feel about all the crap I just said?
No, I think it's good. I think he was somebody that I was actually looking into for late rounds for a little bit. But my whole thing is he's kind of the 3rd option on the team right now. But now that Alvin Kamara has got that suspension, he could really step it up. He's going to have a chance to shine. And Jamal Williams is not a pass-catching running back. So this is the time for him to shine. And if he could step up and make those catches, make receptions, he could be some fantasy relevance to him and his family.
Yeah, and that's dude, and when you're, this is dude, when you're at the end of a 12-man draft, man, it's just you want ceiling, and this dude's ceiling is freaking way higher than everybody around him. So, Jason, tell me your next sleeper, please.
Okay, my next sleeper is Jerome Ford, running back.
Who does he play for? Is it the Browns?
Yeah.
Good pick.
I thought you were like,
No, it's
no.
just like, I've been seeing his name so much, dude, and I was like, I can't remember who he plays for.
I named my escape after Jerome, and
He's the reason I bought an Escape. I was like, what's his name?
Jerome.
Jerome?
Yeah.
I am going to drive a Ford home. Escape. Man, anyways, your Escape is nice, Jason. Don't worry about it.
Hey, I need to get a car wash. I usually don't wash it just because it rains so much in the Pacific Northwest, but it hasn't rained in a while, so it's kind of standing out in the parking lot. You know, and like I think people look at me funny when I drive away.
He's dirty. He's a dirty boy.
Okay, hold on. Let me pull this up real quick before I get going. Okay.
Good.
So, yeah, his ADP is 232, so he's not even really getting drafted. 5'10", 210 pounds. He's a second year back out of Cincinnati. He didn't really play much last year. But Ford is the number 2 running back on the Browns depth chart. The thing I was looking at is that the other running backs on that depth chart is Felton Jr. and Kelly Jr. or John Kelly Jr. So I don't really
He's a high-end handcuff, dude.
He does not really have competition, right? All he has to do is play. Last season, Kareem Hunt had a 42% snaps played, and now Kareem is gone. Cleveland Browns.
It was that high, dude. He didn't get any work.
I know. Cleveland Browns did not draft a running back or sign any big names in the offseason in the running back position. The Browns have been focused on Ford's receiving game in training camp. General Manager Andrew Berry said Jerome Ford had a strong spring and strong receiver skills. The Kareem Hunt role is his for the taking, right? And the Browns have the number 2 best offensive line in the league. He can be the surprise of the 2023 season if he could take over that Kareem Hunt role and play like how Kareem Hunt did for the Browns, who let's say, they got some firepower this year. They might be putting up some points.
Dude, they have the number 2 ranked offensive line. I love Deshaun Watson. They have Elijah Moore. They've got Donovan Peoples-Jones. They've got Amari Cooper. I can't remember. Njoku is a tight end, Jason. So it's like, as far as stacked boxes, I do not see many. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they're not going to be able to.
Exactly. So the fact that I know Nick Chubb stepped up and caught a lot of more passes last year, but he's not a pass catching running back, dude. So as far as not being, is he being undrafted? You said?
I said his ADP is like 232.
Yeah, so that's like past undrafted. Yeah, you could do a lot worse. Since I am starting to become one of those people, Jason, who might just take a defense or kicker a round or 2 early and then just get these running backs, dude. Like, there's no difference between them and somebody you're going to pick up in the last round anyways.
Yeah. I really like the fact that because Nick Chubb is not really a patch catching receiver. Even though if he did, dude, he would be like in the top 4 picks every year. But they're really focusing that on Jerome Ford, and in PPR, every reception is a point. So if they're focusing on that and on that team with the offensive line, he could be a big surprise in 2023.
All right, Jason, we're going to go to the fastest wide receiver, NFL wide receiver in the world. And that's pretty crazy because there's, confirmed UFOs, confirmed non-human bodies, or whatever the hell they're saying. I've got non-human bodies all over me, all over the place. They're dogs.
Yeah.
I don't even know what I'm talking about. Anyways, Jason, dude, so I think when Tyreek Hill came out, I drafted him, and he did pretty well for me, but it was like, he outperformed his ADP by far. And then I'm watching this dude. So what set me off on Hyatt was when I was a Hendon Hooker fanboy, dude. Hendon Hooker was my number 1 quarter. Well, no, it was my number 2 quarterback. I can't remember. Coming out of college last year.
You really did. You liked him.
Dude, I wanted the Vikings to draft him so bad it was pissing me off. Anyways, Jalin Hyatt, I watched a ton of. I was like, dude, this wide receiver is nuts. He was number 5 in receiving yards last year in college, like 1,300, 1,267. Number 2 in reception touchdowns. That's big, dude. And a 32% dominating rating. So that means he accounted for 32% of his team's production, offensive production. And number 1 was Deuce Vaughn at 35%. So that's pretty damn close. He was a Biletnikoff Award winner, Jason. The last 4, the last 4, I'll tell you right now, Biletnikoff winners. Jordan Addison, who I'm all about, god dang it. Yeah. Jordan Addison, you better go draft him, dude. Anyways.
Okay.
And then that was 2021. Where the hell am I reading, dude? I'm so buzzed. I'm buzzing, dude. I can't even read my stuff, man. 2020, Devonta Smith. He like broke out in a big way at the end of the year. 2019, Jason, Jamar Chase. Yeah, that's when people were like, maybe we should draft rookie wide receivers. 2018, Jerry Jeudy. So, dude, Biletnikoff Award winners recently, since the wide receivers have taken over the league, have kind of been like pretty amazing in the rookie year. So now he's going to Brian Daboll, and I hate the Giants, dude. They have like the 30th ranked offensive line, and this guy's a deep ball dude. That pisses me off. But at the same time, Tyreek Hill was the fastest NFL wide receiver of all time, like at 23 miles an hour in his rookie year. Jalin Hyatt has hit 24 miles an hour multiple times this year. He's only 6 foot tall, Jason, so it's not like a long strider, even though he says he is. I mean, you and I are both 6'3", dude. It's like 6 foot isn't that tall. Dude, oh my God, man. Like, so this guy is just chopping it up, hitting world record speeds for wide receivers. Playing for Brian Daboll, Jason, who made, oh my God. I'm getting excited right now.
Yeah.
So anyways, he was targeted on 43% of single man coverage matchups last year, while giving a QB nearly a perfect 146.7 passer rating. So he was targeted, he lined up. He was targeted on single man coverage more than any other wide receiver last year in college. And he turned that into a perfect passer rating, Jason. So it's like one man cannot cover. And then you're reading all the Giants stuff. I hate the Giants. I don't care about the Giants. I mean, I like the Giants. I loved them when they beat the Patriots. But it's like, I haven't really cared. I hate Daniel Jones. I'm like, oh my God, screw Daniel Jones. Screw ESPN, dude. They were overrating this dude.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Now I'm like, dude, Jalin Hyatt, man. He hit 24 miles an hour. Brian Daboll. All this, like, he's targeted. All he is like a man coverage beater. So, anyways, Jason, 4.4 dash. That's not great. But dear God, dude, watch that guy on tape. It's like it does not translate. This guy is freaking crazy fast. 18th strength of schedule with a terrible offensive line, Jason. So that scares the hell out of me. But Brian Daboll, in that speed and production, undrafted right now. That's a sleeper. How do you feel about that?
This guy, so he was a player that when we were doing our comparisons before the draft, I looked at this guy, and the first person I thought about was Deshaun Jackson because of his speed.
Told me that. Yeah, you told me that.
Because of his speed and the way he looks. And Deshaun Jackson, he was able to, he was famous for the 50, 60, 70, 80-yard touchdowns, right? And I can see Jalin Hyatt doing that, but it all comes down to Daniel Jones and that offensive line. I think Jalin Hyatt is going to be like the popular wide receiver when it comes to like play action. You know, he's a good player.
Totally. With Saquon Barkley coming back, that's a big deal, dude.
Yeah, we're going to see a lot of play action. Play action when it comes to him. That goes to Jalin Hyatt. His combine score, Tyler, was number 1 at the combine with his combine score with 87 for a wide receiver.
Physical attribute, for physical attributes and stuff.
Yeah, for his production score was 88, which was second, I think, and his athleticism was third. Dude. And I guess just overall rank is number 1. That's what I'm looking at right now.
And he can track balls, dude. Because remember when I was like, Hayden Hooker throws these rainbow balls, dude. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, to catch those balls, man, like, you have to. And then the thing is, Jason, when I was reading about, all this Jalin Hyatt stuff, Daniel Jones was one of the best deep passers in the NFL. And I was like, whatever, dude. I hate Daniel Jones. Don't tell me that. But maybe he is. So do some more research on that in your personal time, because I get so blinded with red, I can't even look at Google and type in Daniel Jones deep passing.
Yeah. as long as Hyatt can catch the ball, he's going to be a 2.0 of Sterling Shepard.
So, and you know me, Jason, how much do I love Sterling Shepard, dude? Oh my God. Over the last 2 years, I've been pushing for him so hard.
Yeah.
Can't
catch, though.
I know, dude. But he was big play Slay. Like, seriously.
Big play Slay.
Oh, yeah, man. He's a big deal. Anyways, Jason, that is our sleeper episode.
Buy it on Hyatt.
Oh, crap. I screwed up, Jason.
What happened? Did you not hit record?
I'm trying to play my Vikings video in the back, but I can't.
Valhalla.
Hey, we got 7 subscribers today, Jason. Thank you so much, dude. Like, I was telling my dad, I was like, I usually beg for subscription. Please, we need it. Oh my God. And I was like, I watched one of Ray's videos for crocheting, and it was like, hopefully I earned your subscription, and hopefully I earned a thumbs up from you. And I was like, that's much better than begging for.
It sounds nicer. I can feel like I can relate to you more. I can relate to it.
And Jason, you know what I thought was hilarious the other day was when you made a short, and you're all Travis Kelce, break the wrist and walk away.
It was like the mic drop, dude. Like, what else can you say about him but being the number one? So it was like, break the wrist, walk away.
That was hilarious. So, anyways, oh, here we go, Jason. Woo! Oh, there was a commercial for The Witcher. I need to watch like Witcher season 2, Witcher season 3.
Me too. I got halfway through season 2.
Thank you so much for watching. If you are a new subscriber, dude, you make a world of difference to us. Like, we're fighting tooth and nail just to get you. To get you and take your picture.
We want to get you. Take your picture. Oh my God, what song is that? I want to get with you and take your picture.
Because this anaconda don't want none if you ain't got buns, hun.
Yeah.
Anyways.
I want to get with you. I want to get you.
Moving forward,
serious. Be professional, bro.
Hey, this is our drinking episode, so deal with it. Because, like, by the end, I'm slurring. Again, hey, thank you so much for watching. I'm Tyler Big Turd Ward. This is Jason the Lucky Bastard Youthful, and we appreciate you. And this is Catching the Flip Side.
Deuces.